Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everybody. So today we go to the next verse of Brahma Samhita. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are chanting the name of Krishna. That is most beautiful engagement. But also, what is important is why we are chanting, whose name we are chanting. So every day we should chant and something we should learn about Krishna. If both the things go together, your spiritual life will be very strong. One side chant Hare Krishna, other side try to understand Krishna. So this is Brahma Samhita, Brahma's description. Venum kvanantam aravinda dalayataksham barhavasam tamasitam buddha sundarangam Kandarpakoti kamani avishesha shobham Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Such a beautiful prayer. Venum kvanantam aravinda dalaya taksham Barhavasam tamasitam buddha sundarangam Kandarpakoti kamani avishesha shobham Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. One more time, chant. Venum kvanam tamaravinda dalayataksha Barhavasam tamasitam buddha sundarangam Kandarpakoti kamaniya vishesha shobham Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. So I worship Govinda Primal Lord who is adept in playing his flute with the blooming eyes like a lotus petals with head bedecked, decked with peacock's feather with the figure of beauty tinged with the hue of the blue clouds and the unique loveliness charming millions of cupids. So this is a beautiful figure. Yesterday we discussed how uh, Chintamani, yesterday we discussed this shloka, Chintamani Prakara Sadmushi Kalpa Vriksha, describing the abode of Krishna, which is Chintamani are on the ground, and there are unlimited Kalpa Vrikshas. And then there are unlimited Survi cows, and then lakhs and millions of gopis, Sambrama Sevimana, with great respect, with great love, trying to offer service to Krishna. Now, this verse now talks about Krishna within that whole atmosphere. Yesterday, the atmosphere is built in. Now, today, Krishna's position is built in. What is that? Venum Kwanantam. Krishna is holding the flute. Aravinda Dalayatakshan. So one thing which you notice unique about Krishna is holding the flute. He is not holding any weapon or anything. No, he is holding flute. Who will hold a flute? Well, nothing to do. Krishna has nothing to do. He doesn't have to go to office, to factory. No, just hold. Always having leela, always having loving pastime with the devotees. And devotees on the spiritual world, they're also not going to office, factory, school. They're also playing with Krishna all the time. So many advantages going to Krishna. So Krishna is holding a flute. Kwananta Aravinda Dalai Taksham. And is holding a flute. Venim Kwanantam Aravinda. Aravinda means lotus. Dala means petal. Aksham, his eyes are like the petals of lotus. Beautiful eyes Krishna has. Venum Kanam Aravinda Dala at Dalayat Aksham. He has a beautiful eyes. Everything in Krishna's body is compared to lotus because lotus is the most beautiful thing in this world. We compare to what? We compare to lotus. Venum Kanantam Aravinda Dalayat Aksham. And then Baraha. What is the Baraha? Peacock feather. Barahavasamtam Asita Ambuda Sundarangam. Uh, on his head, likes to keep a peacock feather. Krishna likes. And then Asita Ambuda, his bodily color is like a bluish cloud. Ambuda means cloud. Asita means his bodily color. Uh, is like a bluish cloud. So that is Krishna's color. Asita Ambuda is very beautiful. Sundaranga, very, very beautiful. Anga, his body is extremely beautiful. Krishna is actually the definition of beauty. If something looks like Krishna, we call it beautiful. And among this, Krishna has all the opulences, one of them is beauty. When you look at Krishna in the spiritual world, if he's so beautiful, Asita Ambuda. And how much beautiful? Kandar Pakoti. Millions and millions of Kandarpa, Cupid. Uh, in this world, we do not understand what is the meaning of beauty. Uh, but actually, beauty means the philosophers are confused because the beauty is skin deep. You remove the skin, below is only blood, stool, urine. So people don't understand what is the meaning of beauty. What is the spiritual word? Beauty is eternal and not made of blood stool. It is made of Sachidananda. So Krishna's body, when it comes to the word also, Krishna's body is made of Sachidananda. A great aparada to think that Krishna's body is made of like us. No. And Krishna showed no. Lifting mountain, when he was born, he came as Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. They became a small child. Then with the mouth he showed so many times Vishwarupa, through his body showed Vishwarupa lifting a mountain. How it is possible through mechanical body? Krishna's body is totally spiritual. And Kandarpa Koti, how much spiritual? Millions of Cupid cannot cannot come near. Uh, Kamaniya, charming, Vishesha, Shobhamus, loveliness, charms, and millions of Cupid. And that's how the beautiful Krishna is. Krishna is actually the definition, so beautiful. The first thing you'll notice about Krishna is so beautiful. In Mahabharata war also, every day they're looking at Krishna there. He was looking like a 16-year-old boy. So beautiful. Even when Kalia came to fight with Krishna, Krishna book says, first thing he saw, this boy is so beautiful. The first thing that strikes everybody of Krishna is so beautiful. His whole body is perfect in beauty. Kandarpa Koti, millions of Cupid. In Vrindavan, there is a place called Madanater. As you begin your parikrama, very soon, I'm wanting not to risk now because still Corona is around. Suppose somebody's health becomes spoiled, it will create aparada. So we are waiting for it to uh, uh, fully come down to almost insignificant level. We'll take you Vrindavan Parikrama. I hope by Kartik it's all done. We go to Kartik times, October, November time, we go to Vrindavan. And when you go in Parikrama, the one of the place comes in the beginning of Parikrama, Madanater. The Kandarpa, Madan came with his arrow to shoot. Kandarpa can shoot our heart, some so-called beauty of opposite sex. So we can enchant. So he came to shoot his arrows at Krishna. And rather, when he saw the beauty of Krishna, he fainted. And that's called Madanate. Therefore, Krishna is also called Madana Mohana. Anybody attracted to the beauty in this world, attracted by Cupid in this world, if he looks at Krishna, Madana Mohana, his attraction will go away. Therefore, in the beginning of spiritual life, we worship Radha Madana Mohan. Madan Mohan is Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govinda, Radha Gopinath. The three deities in Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana. There are three steps in spiritual life. So, in the beginning stage, we are trying to get mercy of Radha Madan Mohan to fix ourselves, connect ourselves to Lotus feet of Krishna. So, Krishna is Madana Mohana. So, Kandar Pakoti, millions of Cupid also are distracting you. You just meditate on Krishna, Maya will go away. Kandarpa Koti Kamaniya Visheshasho. Krishna is so beautiful. Visheshasho, so beautiful. And Brahma is saying, this personality I worship. Govindam's personality, Adi Purusha, original personality, I worship. Very beautiful. So this is from Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada, beautiful purport. It says, matchless beauty of Krishna is being described here. Krishna's beauty is unlimitedly beautiful. And he has a spiritual form. And the form is not a creation of imagination. No. Brahma is speaking after visualizing. He's seeing. He's getting darshan of Krishna. And therefore he's speaking. And what Brahma is speaking in his darshan of the Lord, in ecstatic trance, he is explaining. It's not imagination. This is actually real. Many people have darshan of Krishna. They reveal. So Brahma, when he got darshan of Krishna, is revealing the form of the Lord. And Krishna is expert in playing his flute. And I was explaining previously also, when Krishna plays the flute, what does he express? He expresses unlimited love he has for all of us. Therefore, people used to feel so happy hearing the flute. The expression of Krishna's pure love for all the living entity. And when Krishna plays the flute, therefore attracts the heart of all the living entity. So lotus petal is so beautiful. So Krishna's eyes are so beautiful. And unlimited splendor, the beauty, moonlight, and Krishna's face is like so beautiful, moonlight face. Adorned with the peacock feather, corresponding to the spiritual beauty of Krishna. Mass of clouds, so it looks very soothing in summer. The same way Krishna's body looks so soothing. Okay? Spiritual dark blue. That color of Krishna is not material, spiritual blue. It is very, very pleasing. Prabhupada says that is in this world, somebody is white, we say is beautiful, but in spiritual world, Krishna's color, this is much more beautiful, Prabhupada says, than the dull white of this world. Okay. And then Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada concludes, the beauty and loveliness of Krishna is more enchanting than the Cupid multiplied a millionfold. I remember when I was searching for this picture, I get some pictures in my mind. I'll try to locate for you. I think that I did in, yes, the second class on the advanced Gita course. Searching, 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 I located this. Third. Here it is. Can you see this? Either like lotus petals, peacock feather, and so you see the bluish hue of Krishna, and expert in playing flute. That is what is the meditation of Brahma, as he saw. And always Krishna's eyes are full of compassion and is full of spiritual happiness. Sachidananda Vigraha. Ishvara Parama Krishna, first day we studied Sachidananda Vigraha is form of eternal bliss and knowledge. Hare Krishna. So thank you everybody for joining. Please continue chanting. This is so auspicious to chant every day. And it's not easy to chant alone. Together with devotees, you can chant. Also today is Ekadashi. And Ekadashi day, it is very good to chant as much as possible. Today, also 10 to 1 o'clock, what we will have? We will have chanting of Gita Shlokas. You can chant that. It is also very auspicious. And continue chanting. 7:30, we will have the Arati. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I'll connect you back to below. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna कृष्ण हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Govindam Hari Purusham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusham Bhajami Govindam Hari Purusham Bhajami Menam Kanvam Dhammaravim Nadalayataksam Mahavatam Samasitam Buddhasundaram Kandar Abom Vikamaniya Isesa Shobham Govindam Hari Purusham Jaham Jami Govindam Hari Purusham Namaham Jami Govindam Hari Purusham Namaham Jami Andaniya Sakale Priya Pritivanti Nasyan Divam Dikayanti Nirayanti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jalam Nidasam Govinda Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Jagat samsare
Tomadina Kedayano Jagat Samsare
Atita Pavana Tava Avatara
Patita Pavana
Patita Prabhu Napaive Aya
Mosama Patita Prabhu Napaiveya
Aha Prabhu Nityananda Premananda Toki
Mahaprabhu Nityananda Premananda Suki
Kripavalochana Koro Ami Gorodoki
Kripavalokana Koro Amigoruki
Doya Karoti Apati Adhika Gotai
Daya Koroti Tapati Advaita Gotai
Tava Kripa Vale Pai Chaitanya Nitai
Tava Kripa Vale Pai Chaitanya Nitai
Rupara Gunata
Avasvarupana
Prabhu Srinivasa
Daya Koro Prabhu Srinivasa
Ramachandra
Ramachandra Sangamage Narottamana
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Doya Koro More
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Koro
Toma Bina Kedayano Jagat Samsare
Toma Bina Kedo Yamu Jagat Samsare
Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada,
Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, जय प्रभुपाद जय शिव प्रभुपाद
जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय शिल प्रभुपाद
जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय शिव प्रभुपाद
जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय शिल प्रभुपाद
जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद जय शिव प्रभुपाद श्री गुरु चरण
श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा
श्री गुरु चरण पद्मा केवल भक्ति सद्मा
बंधु मोहि सावधान
बंधु मोहि सावधान माते बंधु मोहि सावधान माते कृष्ण प्राप्ति होय जहाँ होय कृष्ण प्राप्ति होय जहाँ गुरु मुखा पद्मावत्या चित्ते कोरिया
गुरु मुखा पद्मावत्या चित्ते कोरिया
गुरु मुखा पद्मावत्या चित्ते कोरिया
हरना कोई हो मने आशा
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 गुरु चारणे रति ऐसे उत्तमागति
श्री गुरु चारणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति
श्री गुरु चारणे रति ऐसे उत्तमागति
श्री गुरु चारणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति
प्रसाद पूरे
जय प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा
प्रसाद पूरे सर्वा
जय प्रसाद पूरे सर्व आशा चकुदान दिवसे जन्म जन्म प्रभु से चकुदान दिवसे जन्म जन्म प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जहाँ होते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेद गाय जहर शरीत वेद गाय जहर शरीत श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवाना महाप्रभु कोर दया दे मोरे पाद छाया महाप्रभु कोर दया दे मोरे पाद छाया महाप्रभु कोर दया दे मोरे पाद छाया एवे जा सुसुति भुवाना एवे जा सुसुति भुवाना प्रभुपाद पतित पावना जय प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा प्रभुपदा जय प्रभुपदा जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण कृष्णाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी आश्रकाले प्रचारिणे नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादशतारिणे
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, everybody.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
प्रभु जी,
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Narayanam Namaskritya.
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं
नरोत्तमं
देवीं सरस्वती व्यासं
मुदीरे
ततो मुदीरे
भद्रेषु
नष्टायेषु
भद्रेषु
देवया
नित्यं भगवते सेवया
सेवया
लोके
भगवते उत्तमश्लोके
निर्भवति नैष्टिकी
भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी।
Moment. Gatim jigikshataha pado
गतिं जिगीषतः पादौ
guru hate abhikamikam
रुरुहाते
कामिकाम्
advyam yagna swayam havyam
स्वयं हाव्यम्
karma vikriyate nibihi
कर्म क्रियते नृभिः
gatim jigikshataha pado
गतिं जिगीषतः पादौ
gishataha pado
गतिं जिगीषतः पादौ
सतः पादः
hate abhikamikam
रुरुहाते कामिकाम्
advyam yagna swayam havyam
पद्यं यज्ञः स्वयं हव्यं
nibihi
कर्मभिः क्रियते निर्भिः
atim jigikshataha padho
गतिं चिकित्सतः पादौ
ate abhikamikam
रुरुहाते अभिकामिकाम्
padvyam yagna swayam havyam
पद्यं स्वयं
स्वयं
yate
Prabhu, your voice is not okay.
कर्मभिः
कर्मभिः क्रियते नृभिः
I know where. Okay, Hare Krishna. Now it's better.
Yes, yes, Prabhu.
गतिं
पादौ
Ruhate abhikamikam
रुरुहाते अभिकामिकाम्
advyam yagna swayam havyam karma vikriyate nibihi
कर्मभिः क्रियते निर्भिः
atim jigeshata padho
गतिं चिकित्सतः पादौ
Ruhate abhikamikam
रुरुहाते अभिकामिकाम्
advyam yagna swayam havyam karma vikriyate nibihi
कर्म क्रियते नभि।
Yes. Shubha Mataji, like to chant.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandot Pranams. Gatim jigishataha padau ruruhate abhikamikam padbhyam yajnaha swayam havyam karma bhi kriyate nribhi.
Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी गतिम जिगीषतः पादौ रुरुहाते बिकाम पदभ्याम अयज्न स्वयं हव्यम क्रियते निगहे।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी गतिम जिगीषथा पादौ रुरुहाते अभिकामिकां पद्मभ्यां यज्ञः स्वयं हव्यं कर्मभिः क्रियते नृभिः। हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण गतिं जिगीषितः पादौ रुरुहाते अभिकामिकां पद्भ्यां यज्ञः स्वयं हव्यं कर्मभिः क्रियते नृभिः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Gatim Vijitsata Pado Ruruha Te Bikamikam Padbyam Yajna Swayam Havyam Karma Bhi Kriyate Nebi. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.
गतिं जिगीषितपादौ रुरुहाते अभिकामिकां पद्भ्यां यज्ञः स्वयं हव्यं कर्मभिः क्रियते नृभिः। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Krishna. Gatim
Gatim movement.
Jigishataha,
Jigishataha.
So
so desiring.
So desiring.
Pado,
So
legs.
Like
Ruruhate,
Ruruhate
manifested.
being manifested.
Amikam,
Abhikam
purposeful.
purposeful.
Padyam, from the
manifested.
Yagnaha,
Yajnaha
अरे वो बर्फ
Begamikam
तो रखी नहीं अपन ने, तुम लोग गड़बड़ करते हो तो
purposeful.
भी।
karma vihi, by one's occupational duty. Kriyate, caused to be by different human beings.
By different human beings.
Thereupon, because of his desiring to control movement, his legs became manifested. From the legs, a controlling deity named Vishnu was generated. By his personal supervision of his act, all variety of the human beings are busily engaged in dutiful occupational sacrifice. Thereupon, because of his desiring to control movement, his legs became manifested. And from the legs, the controlling deity named Vishnu was generated. By his personal supervision of this act, all variety of the human beings are busily engaged in dutiful occupational sacrifice. Yes, who wants to read today? Okay, Hit.
Yes, Hare Krishna. I forgot to renew. Yeah, okay. Every human being is engaged in his particular occupational duty, and such activities are visible as men go hither and thither. This is very prominently visible in big cities of the world. People are going all over the cities with great concern from one place to another. This movement is not limited only to the cities, but is also visible outside the cities from one place to another or from one city to another by different means of vehicles. Men are moving by cars and rails on the roads, by subways within the earth, and by planes in the sky for the purpose of business success. But in all these movements, the real purpose is to earn wealth for comfortable life. For this comfortable life, the scientist is engaged, the artist is engaged, the engineer is engaged, the technician is engaged, all in different branches of human activity. But they do not know how to make the activities purposeful to fulfill the mission of human life because they do not know this secret. All their activities are targeted towards the goal of sense gratification without control, and therefore, by all this business, they are unknowingly entering into the deep regions of darkness. Because they have been captivated by external energy, the Supreme Lord, they have been completely forgotten the Supreme Lord Vishnu, and thus they have taken it for granted that this life, as presently manifested under the conditions of material nature, is all in all for enjoying the highest amount of sense gratification. But such a wrong conception of life cannot give anyone the desired peace of mind. And thus, in spite of all advancement in knowledge by use of the resources of nature, no one is happy in this material civilization. The secret is that at every step they should try to execute sacrifices towards the path of world peace. The Bhagavad Gita 18.45 and 46 also advises the same secret in the following verses. Sweshe karmanya abhiratah samsiddhim labhate narah swakarma nirata siddhim yatha vindanti tajrino yatah pravritir bhutanam yena sarvamidam tatam swakarmana tam abhyacharya Siddhim Vindanti Manavaha. The Lord said to Arjuna, just hear from me how one can attain the highest perfection in life simply by discharging his specified occupational duty. Man can attain the highest perfection of life by worshipping the Supreme Lord and by performing sacrifice for the sake of the Supreme Lord Vishnu, who is all pervading and by whose control every living entity being acquires his desired facilities according to his personal propensity. There is no harm in having different propensities in life because every human being is proportionately independent to chalk out the plan of his life by his different occupations, but one should make it a point in his life to know perfectly well that he is not independently absolutely. Uh, uh, One is certainly under the control of the Supreme Lord and under different agencies. Knowing this, one should make it a point that by his work and the result of his labor, he serves the Supreme Lord as prescribed by the authorities expert in the transcendental loving service of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. For performing such occupational duties of life, the leg is the most important instrument of the body because without the help of legs, one cannot move from one place to another. And therefore, the Lord has special control over the legs of human beings which are meant for performing yajnas.
Thank you, Hit. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurubhe Namah. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatarine Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gatim Jigishatapādho Ruhate Abhikamikam Padvyam Yagna Swayam Havyam Karama Kriyate Nivihi. Thereupon, because of his desiring to control movement, his legs became manifested, and from the legs a controlling deity named Vishnu was generated. By his personal supervision of his act, all varieties of human beings were busily engaged in dutiful occupational sacrifice. So now yesterday discussed about hand. Today I'll talk about the legs. Now the legs have been connected to our duties. So duties are of two kinds. One duty is connected to the body. Because you have a body, you have to do some work for the maintenance. And because fundamentally we are the soul, our original duty is to serve Krishna. Now this is combined in the Varnashma very nicely. Because Varnashma takes into account, okay, somebody's heart is pure. He is in Sattvaguda. So his duties are of one kind. That is called Brahmanika duties. Somebody's heart is not so pure, that desire for money, desire for power, basically sense gratification entered his heart, then his duties are like Kshatriya, Rajoguna. And combination Rajoguna, Tamoguna is Vaishya. Just by having money, he feels satisfied. And then Tamoguna, he wants to sleep all the time. So different people are given different kind of duties based on their guna karma vibhagashaha. And people are engaged because without legs, legs have been now symbolized to represent our duty. Because of legs, we move around here and there. And ultimately, some siddhi haritoshanam, the movement of the legs finally should be used for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Vishnu is satisfied by our Varnashama, the various shlokas of Varnashama, some siddhi haritoshanam. Vishnu aradhate pumsam. One shloka says, at the end, Vishnu is served. Another shloka says, some siddhi haritoshanam. At the end, Hari should be satisfied. So we are doing, and different people are cooperating. They have different abilities. All people are not same. People are different nature. Somebody is happy at the end of the day to acquire knowledge. Somebody is happy at the end of the day to acquire power. Somebody is happy at the end of the day acquire some money. And somebody is happy at the end of the day sleep. So these people are different gunas, different natures. And we can know what we tend to do when we are free. That shows our nature. Our hobbies show our quality, our nature, and therefore they should be properly engaged. So this is the whole science of Varnashama, where all the sections of society are cooperating for the satisfaction of the Lord, and there is satisfaction for everybody. Now, among these different duties, definitely spiritual duties take prominence. Uh, and we generally forget, we are lost in our material duties. Okay, I'm a Kshatriya. People do not think like that today, but they think in another way. I'm an engineer, means he's a Shudra. I'm a doctor, he's also a Shudra. Kalyuga, all the professions are basically Shudra professions. These doctors are not Vaidyas of Kalyuga because they have mostly technology, cutting skin, cutting iron, that's Shudra. So all professions in Kalyuga are Kalau Shudra Sambhava, Shudra professions. And people therefore, you see, learn these skills. Some skills go run around here and there. And after that, sleep. That's all. They have no spiritual urge within his heart. Parabhavastavad yavan jigyas atmatattvam yavat kriyatavad idam manovai karmatmakam yena sharira bandha. The whole life is a defeat. What is it? A defeat if there is no urge for spiritual life. Therefore, any person he may be even chanting 16 hours, he's not chanting, whatever he is. Does he have an urge to know about spiritual life? By that we know whether he is advanced or he is zero. Does he have questions? Why it is like that? How question first comes in my service to Krishna. How can I improve my quality of service to Krishna? How can I do this? So urge is there. How can I understand separation body and soul? I'm so tightly entangled. How can I understand the direction the Lord is giving me? Correct. So how can I take shelter of Krishna? So this is how can I totally surrender to Krishna? When these kind of questions have become manifest in the heart, that man is actually advanced. When these questions are not manifest, we are in karmi dress, we are in devotee dress, we are chanting, not chanting, shows consciousness is not evolving. Man is known by what questions are prominent within his heart. So therefore, whenever he gets opportunity, he wants to answer to these questions. Correct? That is a prominent. Otherwise, he is wasting his time, wasting other people's time. Just what is it? Eating and sleeping. That's all. And therefore, Vedanta begins with this. Atad Brahma Jigyasa, questions about absolute truth. And we see that, that's so prominent. Yudhishthira Maharaj needs Narada. Now, Yudhishthira is not ordinary personality. Son of Yamaraj, son of Pandu, and then how many accomplishments he has? No list of them. But still, so much he has to ask. I feel, my dear Naraji, Krishna is partial. Please tell me, he should not be partial. Whole seventh canto, this is this. He asks this question, Naraji. He's thinking deeply. Right? Even you see how many questions Arjuna asked to Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. They're thinking. So therefore, spiritually evolved person doesn't mean a dress. What kind of question is prominent in his mind? What is prominent in his mind? What kind of sense gratification he will have? What kind of eating he will have? What kind of sleeping he will have? An animal, the Shudra. Mostly people are of that variety only. Seeking personal sense gratification or mental sense gratification. All the time seeking honor and prestige in the world, and all the time seeking some gross sense gratification. That's basically animals running here. So a devotee should, whenever he is about to move, like means movement, he should think for what he is moving. If he has taken a step to gratify his senses, to enjoy his senses, he should be ashamed of himself. Correct? Before you take a look, why I've taken this step, for what I'm going now, for what I'm moving now. Am I moving now to serve the Lord, or I'm moving for my sense gratification? We should be very conscious, deeply think about it. And when you come to know, I'm actually now moving for sense gratification, you should feel ashamed. Ye hi samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayo nava evate adi antavantah kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. You should understand this movement, the step I have taken for sense gratification, dukkhayo nava evate, it's only going to give me pain. And such kind of sensual pleasures have a beginning and it has an end. Nateshu ramate buddha. A sober person does not delight in such pleasures. Person should be very confident that I'm wasting my life. I'm moving for sense gratification. Okay? So this is very clear. And it's not that person can, Bhaktivinoda Thakur was a magistrate of the world. Not that I'm doing a profession so I can earn. No. With the great self-realized soul, he saved the whole Krishna conscious movement. Srila Prabhupada also, till 55 years was working. Not that he was not working. He was working. He had his business. He was traveling. But he was alive in Krishna consciousness like a fire. So much so, his guru used to say, anything he writes, he should publish. His heart was so much full of Krishna consciousness. So Krishna consciousness is not impeded by any situation. So now, but only thing is that a sannyasi is bogus if he has no inquiries. And a grihastha or a family man is genuine if he has inquiries. All we wanted to see, does a man have inquiries in his heart, burning inquiries? Therefore, Prabhupada says, don't go to Guru if you don't have a questions. What is the use? Just like go to doctor. So, why have you come? Sir, I have a question that my hand is paining nowadays here. Do you think is there any solution for that? He will take a scan, tell you, yes, there is some problem. You have gone with the question, correct? Your doctor, do any question? No. Then you please go. Why did you come? So similarly, when you approach Guru, the first thing is I have question. Tasman Guru Prabhaddeta Jigyasu Sheya Uttamam. You have questions. What kind of question? Sheya, not prayer. No, he's thinking like this to me. All said, don't bring all those nonsense questions. You have a weak mind, sick mind. Questions are for trying to approach the Supreme Lord. And a Jigyasu Sheya Uttamam. How do I develop devotion to the Supreme Lord? How do I serve the Supreme Lord? Correct? How do I see that I have a consciousness which is get bhakti with a desire to serve the Lord, so that my service is pleasing to the Lord? This is there. Therefore, approach Guru. Prabhupada said, approaching Guru, don't keep Guru as a fashion, like people keep dogs. People keep dogs as a fashion. I have that dog. Many times people spend money nowadays, spend 50,000 like just to have that obnoxious dog. Correct? They will not keep Guru. Or if they keep Guru, that's another thing. You have that Guru. They come to know who's famous. I am a disciple of this personality, just as the fashion. But he has no inquiry in his heart. So, why inquiry vanishes from the heart is something surprising. When you are a small child, you have a lot of questions. I have one question. Small child make you crazy. They have 1,000 questions in 1 hour. I have this question, I have this question, I have this question. And very sweet. They have no ego. You tell them this question, the answer, oh, now one more question. Therefore, children classes are really sweet. Now, but elders, something happens because of sense gratification. They destroy their urge for knowing the truth because of sense gratification. All urges destroy because only urge is now sense gratification. And they become totally dull and dumb. Tamasic fellow has no question. He just sleeps. So the all brightness is lost. So we should be, heart is full of questions and you're moving around to get answers to these questions. Correct? That is human life. Otherwise, just wasting time. Wasting our time, wasting other time. I don't like this thing. A crazy fellow, dumb fellow. And mostly people have only this question. They are seeking in this word honor and prestige. You say somebody says idiot number one, they get hurt. That's all. Only life is only that much. But somebody who has urge for inquiry, this is not an subject for it. The subject is how do I know the truth? Correct? Somebody says you're an idiot. That's fine. I have a question then. Tell me the answer to that question. That's not important. I am honorable or dishonorable. That is not what I'm seeking. I want to know answers to those questions. Thank you. And when such questions are asked, even the speaker is enlightened. Variyameshate prashnaha kritalokahitam nipaha atmit sammataha pumsa shotavyadishya paraha. Such beautiful question. Maja aa gaya. Parikshit Maharaj, what questions you have? Your question is, what should I do at the time of death? What is my duty? Should I think about Krishna or what should I do? Please clarify. Shukamuni says, maja aa gaya. Variyameshate prashna. Such beautiful question, my dear disciple, you are having. So that gives satisfaction, even to the speaker. Not only to the speaker and hearer, if there is somebody else there, he is also blessed. So this is what our spiritual life is meant for. And for that, we should make movement. We should move to seek answers to our spiritual question. We should not move for sense gratification. How do I become rich? How do I get beautiful girl? How do I get more comforts in life? Don't move around for that. That's waste of time. Okay? So this is important. So we should move around for that. And this moving tendency, Prabhupada says they are moving by cars, rails, and all just for sense gratification. People do not know any more goal of life. How to become more comfortable. Body wants sukha. At the end, they want sense gratification. And because of that, they're entering into hell. Because more you gratify your senses, more you're misusing human form of life. Human form of life is not meant for all this. That your cats and dogs can do better than you. You're eating, you want to do. Some animals can eat whole day. Sleeping, you want to do. Bears can hibernate for months. Sex, you want to have. Birds can do 100 times in a day. And what is rest remaining? Defending, birds can fly. Suppose there is a danger. You have to think of running. You are the slowest. Even animals have 4 legs. They run faster than you. And birds can fly. Actually, you are most insecure compared to animals and birds. Suppose there is a danger, what will you do? You have only 2 legs. And then, but the animals can run and birds can fly. You are actually cannot defend yourself properly. So each of these 4 activities, animals are ahead of you. So don't try to compete with them in these areas. These are their areas. Our area is not meant for this. Our human happiness is not to be squeezed out of eating, sleeping, waiting, defending. Animal can squeeze happiness only by these 4 ways. Human being's happiness is spiritual, in service to the Lord. Their word he should speak, not do that. And then you're punished because you misuse human form of life, and then not meant for all this. You misuse, you'll be punished nicely. Okay? So present day materialists are enjoying highest amount of sense gratification. A wrong conception of life cannot give anybody desired peace of mind. Okay? The secret, every step one should try to give sacrifice it toward the path of world peace. Therefore, person should actually spend time. Everybody should use his faculty of the body, incessantly chant the holy name of the Lord. That is first. Everybody should develop in that. Chant 16 rounds and chant it attentively, nicely. Second thing you should do is that you should read the Shastra attentively, nicely every day. Third thing you should do other activities of devotion life. And also the legs have another use. Padau Hare Kshetra. Uh, they said in Ambarish Maharaj, Padau, the legs should be used to go. Because one of the symptoms of advanced devotee is that he wants to see the places where Lord conducted pastime. He wants to see, very eager to see. Now, legs can be used for that also. Now, there is one problem because go to the holy places, particularly North India, pandas will be there. Some pandas are good, but generally they are disturbing. They harass people. For Dakshina, they harass people so many ways. But Prabhupada says, doesn't matter, still go. You can manage that. That's what we do. We go in groups and we manage them. In fact, many a time we make them behave like good pandas. When you go to Vrindavan Parikrama, actually their ancestry, they are managing the temple. And when generally people come, government doesn't give any support nowadays. They depend on public. And public comes once in a year for 1 month, many of these temples. So they are helplessly dependent also on the donation. But what we do is that when we go, we tell them, why don't you tell about this place? That is what they are meant for. Suppose you visit a holy place, somebody has to describe that place. That is a place of pastime of the Lord. So they explain very nicely the history of the place, who built the temple, what are the pastime the Lord conducted at that place. They do make them do that activity. And then we are a big group. And everybody definitely we pool in donations, massive donation for it. He's also very happy, we are also very happy. Individually we go sometime and you cannot manage them well, then sometimes it becomes disturbing. Generally they don't do, but we have to be careful. Sometimes it becomes disturbing. So we go in a group and it's very sweet. We go place to place, doing kirtan all through the way. So Padav Hare Kshetra. So in case now this is not the time, but still some danger is there. Suppose you take a pilgrimage at this time and somebody gets sick, it will be great aparadha, you know. So therefore, not good time. Maybe by October, if the things cool down, we can plan. Maybe by all the pilgrimages has to be planned 4 months before. You don't get tickets and you don't get accommodation because those days, those times are very, very crowded. Last time we went and last minute accommodation and then we have to face some difficulty. So we have to arrange. So we'll plan. And Pado, the tendency of the legs to walk, people go around sightseeing. Whenever Prabhupada is to go to some city, Prabhupada, I'm not interested in that. I'm not come for that to any city. Similarly, our objective should not be sightseeing. Our objective, people travel. Moment they have some money, they go for, instead of pilgrimage, they go for sightseeing. All around the world, they go to Switzerland, go there. Why you're wasting your money and time? Go to holy place of the Lord. In fact, whole world is coming to India to see the Dhamas, and we are going to see the nonsense places around the world. It's not crazy or what. That is not the purpose of the legs. If the legs can be used to go to the temple of the Lord, therefore, either we should maintain elaborate deity worship in our house, or daily we should go and see the deities of the Lord. Therefore, deities have a prominence. The deities in a city serve as a place. So people come and watch the beautiful form of the Lord and they see the seva going to the Lord and feel very happy, very happy. Personally, at home, we cannot maintain high standard of deity worship. We can have something, but hardly we can maintain this standard. Maintaining standard deity worship and seva to the deity is difficult at home. So temples should be there in every city, beautiful temples, and whole city should walk. And that's how in the Vedic time, the kings used to personally build beautiful temples and see the seva is done by wonderful devotees. But today it's not like that. Somehow temples are built and hire some pujaris and get it done. That's not good. There are 2, 3 people pull in money in many cities. They become trustees and they do blah, blah, blah. But what is the standard of seva going on? Very sad. That is not the way temple is done. Rather, it's an aparadha. You build a temple and you don't personally do seva. It's a great offense. As if some karmachari you are getting for the Lord. There is no devotion. It's just a show. So reality, temple should be there, where with love and devotion the deities are served. It is so nice. And whole city comes to take darshan of the deities. And that culture. In fact, that is why I named my deity Radha Govinda. Radha Govinda. It happened when I visited Jaipur. And when I saw how they serve the deity of Radha Govinda there, it's very, very attractive. Whole city comes morning, afternoon, evening to see the deity. The deities were installed by Rupa Goswami. Actually, originally they are installed of Vajranava, then rediscovered by Rupa Goswami and served in Vrindavan. Then they came to Jaipur and the country service seva continued. These are all very special deities. When I saw how the whole city loves the deity, whole city comes to see all the arati, whole city knows all the prayers. That's how we should develop our temple. And that should be the dream. Whole city comes to take the worship. And people come not because of the only the building, but definitely we need to have infrastructure. We should have facility. People are temple shape that makes a whole atmosphere conducive for service to the deity. We also need to have the bhava of seva to the deity. Prabhupada says, if the bhava to the seva to the deities is not there, then the temples will become this big, big godowns and place a bird fast too. So many temples are there in Tamil Nadu, and nobody is there. Or dogs, birds are there, and they make the place so dirty. So dirty. No, the place has to be maintained very clean, and they should use a lot of seva bhav. The devotees, the people come, they feel so inspired to serve the deities. So this way, it has to be arranged, and everybody should feel happy walking to the temple of the Lord and participating in the worship. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Shobha Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Very nicely you have explained, Prabhuji, about the movement. Yes, people are moving every day just to earn money, just for the comfort life, but they don't know how to make means the activities. The purpose is to fulfill the mission of human life, and in third chapter, Lord says, "Yajnatat karmana anyatra lokoyam karma vandana." Tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in this material world. So, like people don't know the purpose of this body. They don't try to understand. They think, we think, not they, including me. We are the owner of the body. Whatever we want, we can do. Like that, we think. But as you said, the movement which is meant for going to dhams like Vrindavan and Mayapur, that is called sacrifice, and that is the purpose of a life. And some people, they think that some people in some people's life, there is no movement at all. Sitting in the house, they want to get all the comforts, no movement. So some people think that is the definition of success for many people. So because of this, it's like lifestyle disease. It is called, like many people leading sedentary life, lying down on the sofa, watching big screens or with the gadgets whole day, no movement for the body, no physical activity, big which creates the biggest lifestyle disease. Like it is it creates the lifestyle disease in like obesity, because of all these things. One side we want to make everything comfortable, but we create a lifestyle disease also. So if means socially, physically, mentally, no movement, legs are created for the movement. Actually, it is mentioned here. But if we sit at one place and it's against the purpose of the against the purpose, and we created the paradoxical situation, that we think that if we have we have comfortable life by means by sitting, if we can get everything, that is success like that, they think. Prabhuji. So yes, here also Lord says in 18 chapter, yes, karma. So whatever work we have to do, the ultimate purpose is to satisfy the senses of Lord and to serve the Lord. The purpose of human life is self-realization. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Aishwarya Mataji.
Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, about the legs, it is said like we can use our legs to walk to the temple, circumambulate the temple or the dham, and dancing in the kirtan. So many don't know that dancing in the kirtan is Pada Sevanam, because Prabhupada has given us Swamiji's step where he waves his hand and legs in a more very divine way, and he taught the disciples also dance in the kirtan. So that is also one way we can use our legs to serve Krishna. And when Mahaprabhu went through the Jarikanda forest, he made the animals dance. So by chanting the Lord's holy name. So Prabhupada says, we can't make animals dance, at least we can make humans dance. So, and Sanatan Goswami used to do Govardhan Parikrama like every day. So even when he was old, he could not do it. But then Lord appeared and he gave a Govardhan Shila to him with his footprint, which is still in Radha Damodar. So if we go there, that Shila is still there with Lord's footprint, and it is said if you circumambulate Radha Damodar 4 times, it is equal to Govardhan Parikrama. Still people don't do it, and if we go there, we see Vrajavasis, their only austerity is Parikrama. Whenever there is Ekadashi, they go, lots of people, they go to do Vrindavan Parikrama and Govardhan Parikrama. So that's the best use of our legs to serve Krishna. And even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati used to keep Vrindavan Parikrama. And Prabhupada, when he was even sick, he used to be carried in a palanquin around the Krishna Balram temple. That palanquin is still there in Prabhupada's house, where Prabhupada was made to sit and taken around the temple. So he showed us how it's important to circumambulate the temple and how we can use our legs to serve the Lord. And nowadays people go for trekking and picnic, and they use their legs in a wrong way. And so we know when Sudama walked to Krishna even washed his legs with his own hands. So that's how the Lord takes care of the devotees. And we should not circumambulate the temple when the Lord is offered bhog, that were prasad offering, and when Lord is in rest or sleeping, and that should not be done. But otherwise, we should definitely circumambulate even the dham. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yes. So I hope by Kartik we have the opportunity. And our temple Mangalore, everybody is welcome. They can come. And the yatras we will start. There is a beautiful yatra we do of this place, Srirangam. You know, even all around the world, devotees come. They go to Vrindavan, they go to Mayapur, and then they come to South India, because here also we have beautiful temples. Ranganachi, beautiful temple. We have South India, we have Tirupati temple, and Udupi. Some yatras in South India. But specifically for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, most important is Vrindavan and Mayapur. Most important. There we see. And when you go to Vrindavan Parikrama, Jaipur is connected, because our Vrindavan deities, many are in Jaipur. Hare Krishna. We'll plan. I hope quickly we can enjoy yatras to the dhamas. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhiva evacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnav namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.